Song of Solomon, for its part, not only contributes to the Hebrew and Christian canon and collection of love poems, celebrating the strength and the passion of married love, including sex, but also anticipate the restoration of the relationship between the first man and the first woman, Adam and Eve, which was ruptured by the fall. This is very interesting. Did you know that the relationship and the fall of Adam and Eve did not just rupture the relationship between man and woman with God, but also rupture the relationship between the man and the woman, Adam and Eve. So what happened exactly? This is what Andrea Kostenberger's book. All right. So subsequent to the fall, the judgment pronounced on the woman included that her desire, tesuka, that is in the Hebrew word tesuka, her desire, the word desire, tesuka, would be for her husband. Genesis 3:16. That is part of the judgment God pronounced on the woman. Her desire is for her husband, which in all likelihood conveys the woman's sinful desire to manipulate and control her husband rather than to lovingly submit to him. Wow, this is Kostenberger's revelation writing on his book. And you got to take a minute to understand where he came from, because I think he gets it. The way I would defend it is that when Eve fell first with the devil, with the serpent, Eve took the forbidden fruit, rebelled against God, and she turned around and gave it to her husband. She basically overruled her husband. It was complete rupture, and Adam was being such a weak husband, have no leadership whatsoever. In fact, he turned out to be a guy who listened to his wife more than listened to God. So it's a very disappointing passage. But Kostenberger wrote that the woman's sinful desire to manipulate and control her husband, wow, that is a very strong words. But it does come through. Now looking through the culture, what has happened in modern days, you see that this is becoming more understandable, more a reality. So rather than lovingly submit to the husband, she seeks to manipulate her, control her husband. This is suggested by the close parallel in the following chapter, which is where it is said that sin's desire is for Cain, clearing the sense of desire to control, mastery. Because God said in Genesis chapter 4, verse 7, interestingly, Genesis chapter 4, let's open that up. Genesis chapter 4, verse 7. If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it. That's God's warning. See, verse 6, the Lord said to Cain, why are you angry? Why is your face downcast? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching right at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it. So the word desire comes out again. It's a sin, has a desire for Cain. So that word desire, tesuka in the Hebrew word, is a very powerful word, because that's a starting point, motivation, a motivator, starting pad for all kinds of good things and bad things. So desire can go for good or bad, clearly in the sense of desire to master Cain. So in the third and only instance, other instances of the term translate desire in the passage Song of Songs, or sometimes they call it Song of Solomon. I call it Song of Songs. Song of Songs, chapter 7, verse 10, the woman exclaims, I am my beloved's, and his desire is for me. Well, that is her statement. Desire came forth again. Rather than the woman's desire being illegitimately to control her husband, a restoration of the original state is envisioned, in which the husband's desire will be for his wife. That is the restoration of the pre-fall. That's exactly what is correct. And once again, the woman gladly rests in the assurance that she's her husband, and the husband does not dominate his wife, but desire her. Hence, love is experienced as a return to paradise. That's a profound concept. God is restoring love relationship to paradise. No more controlling, but desiring, and as in the original garden. Importantly, this is only possible. This is a conclusion statement now. Importantly, however, this restoration of human love is predicated upon the coming of the Messianic King, the greatest son of David and Solomon, That's only way it can happen. Return to paradise. Christ comes as the greatest son of David. Song of Solomon, Genesis 1:3. The typology involving male-female love and the messianic thread running through scriptures. Genesis 3 to Solomon, the son of David, and beyond. Everything is King David, greatest son.